You can never judge a book by its cover, and the same rule applies regarding animals. Just because an animal is small doesn't mean it's not dangerous or doesn't have the oomph to take it to animals that are bigger. Have you ever seen what a spider wasp is capable of? What about a praying mantis? If you want to see some small but fearless animals in action, stay tuned as we count down 15 small animals that fear nobody. Number 15. Rats. Rats aren't easily intimidated, and if trapped, they'll battle to the death. In some circumstances, rats will shift to killing cats and dogs. This, however, applies to only smaller cats and dogs that larger rodents can more readily subjugate. Cat and dog younglings, small kittens, and puppies on the other hand, are unquestionably at risk of being murdered by rats. Check out this rat sharing the park with a couple of chickens. And you know how tough chickens are if you've seen some of our previous countdowns. Well, this doesn't faze the rodent one bit, and when the chickens get too close for comfort, the rat lunges at one of them without hesitation. In our next video, this rat is followed by a cat, and instead of running away, it actually walks towards a gang of cats and jumps on one of them, scaring the living daylights out of it, sending it into a frantic dance only a cat would be familiar with. If you're familiar with Tom and Jerry cartoons, then this next clip will make you smile as you can see this rat and cat chasing each other in the middle of the streets. It's quite reminiscent of the popular cartoon show. In this next clip, this huge rat takes it to a dog and doesn't give the canine 1 second of rest as it pulls wicked jumps worthy of the best circus acts. The dog is bewildered and chases the rat without knowing why. This next rat causes havoc in the park for these magpies, and are not happy about its presence. Eventually, the rat is bored and decides to go for a walk. Number 14. Golden Eagle. Golden eagles are one of the largest and most dangerous bird of prey, with a wingspan of up to 7 feet and a weight of up to 15 pounds. They can be found in more locations on the planet than any other eagle, including North America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. Due to its outstanding size and hunting prowess, the healthy adult golden eagle has no natural predators. Eggs, chicks, juvenile eagles, and injured birds are vulnerable to a variety of predators, including other birds of prey such as eagles and hawks of various kinds, bears, wolves, and cougars. Humans are the principal predators of golden eagles. Farmers in the eastern United States were concerned that the massive birds would hurt their animals. To avoid it, they shot the birds, which resulted in a significant decrease in the population of that area. Golden eagle hunting was also common among farmers across Europe, resulting in falling populations, and in some cases, extinction. This eagle takes this mountain goat for an amazing roller coaster ride down a mountain that the goat will not forget anytime soon. Who needs amusement parks when you can do this? In the end, the goat can escape, and I think the aggressive eagle got the worst of it. In our next video, these eagles are trained to bring down wolves. These two eagles have their grasp on this wolf, and it doesn't look like this wolf is able to free itself. This golden eagle hunts a jumpy brown hare in the open field, but the hare is not an easy catch for the mighty predator. Finally, a golden eagle chases away a fox from an elk carcass so it can enjoy the kill on its own. Number 13. Goliath Bird Eater. By weight, the Goliath bird eater is the world's largest spider. Although the big huntsman spider has larger legs, it is far lighter. While this gigantic tarantula is referred to as a bird eater, this is a bit of a misnomer. Birds are rarely, if ever, eaten by Goliath bird eaters. Goliath tarantulas, on the other hand, have a voracious appetite. They consume huge insects, worms, and a variety of amphibians. They may even catch a tiny rat, lizard, or snake on occasion. Because they are ground-dwelling, Goliath bird eaters do not eat birds on a regular basis. The venom of the Goliath is dangerous to small creatures, but not to humans. The sting would be comparable to that of a wasp. You can see the spider in action, eating this lizard after an easy kill. This white mouse has absolutely no chance of surviving this Goliath bird eater attack, and is immediately gobbled after the spider neutralizes it. In this next clip, the spider stops by a fast food joint for a quick, inexpensive lunch as it munches on an insect. This spider is even capable of taking on snakes, such as this fer-de-lance snake. That's quite impressive stuff. But it's not rare for this spider to take on all types of snakes in battle and win, just like in this footage. Number 12. Wolverines. The wolverine is the largest member of the weasel family, which consists of a diverse group of strong, frequently violent carnivores. Wolverines are about the size of a medium-sized dog, measuring around 3 feet long and weighing 30 to 50 pounds. Long, powerful arcing claws, as well as muscular forelimbs and shoulders, enable them to rip through and tear open rotten stumps in quest of grubs and other insects. Their claws will also be used to physically dig voles, gophers, and rabbits out of the earth. They've also been known to devour fox, beaver, and porcupine. Wolverines spend most of the time rummaging through the woods for anything edible, including little quantity of flora such as roots and berries, but their diet is primarily composed of carrion. They have poor eyesight and average hearing, but they have an incredible sense of smell, which allows them to discover a rotting corpse from kilometers away or beneath several feet of snow. Wolverines are bold predators who can track and kill enormous prey such as deer, elk, and juvenile moose, but they can only do so with the help of heavy snow. Wolverines can be found throughout the world's northern tundra and subarctic regions, such as Siberia and Alaska. In this video, this Wolverine takes on 2 wolves, and you can see the Wolverine is up for the challenge and doesn't back down one bit. The Wolverine is so aggressive that the wolves eventually give up the hunt. In this next video, this lone wolf tries to pull a Wolverine out of its den, and it looks like it is successful for a few seconds until the Wolverine turns the table on the wolf and escapes. If wolves are not enough, this Wolverine has the audacity to challenge a black bear, just because the bear is in its territory. I guess no one messes with a Wolverine, not even a big black bear. Finally, in this next video, we see this Wolverine in another light as it performs for an audience, and seems like it's the cutest and friendliest animal on the planet. Oh my, how looks can be deceiving. Number 11. Snapping Turtle. Most of their time is spent underwater, waiting for their next meal to drift by. They're not aggressive animals, but they will defend themselves if they feel attacked, just like any other wild animal. It's probably possible for a turtle to bite off someone's finger. Alligator snappers, which can grow to be over 30 pounds, can bite a person and leave a lasting scar. However, they are modest in comparison to common snapping turtles. This snapping turtle chases this fish, and what looks like an easy meal is more of a challenge than expected. The turtle snaps at the fish several times without success before it finally swallows it whole. When we join the snapping turtle, it already has the sucker fish almost swallowed and finish it off in seconds. This next clip shows us a snapping turtle barely able to keep its grasp on the stuck's foot, but the turtle is determined to make the kill, although it's not as easy as it looks. Next, this turtle executes this mouse in a flash, so if you blinked, you miss it. I don't understand what people get out of keeping big turtles like that in an aquarium. It's enough to drive the turtle crazy. This next video is kind of strange. 3 fish stick their heads out of holes so this turtle can eat, but none of the fish want to go first. Go figure. I guess this is a popular game amongst fish and turtles. This next turtle decides to go for a gourmet meal when it snaps the head of a snake. That's what I call getting to the points. Finally, this turtle is making minced meat out of the shrimp as it takes its time dismembering and eating it. Number 10. Mongoose. Although it is just around a foot long, this cunning and courageous small mammal is dreaded by some of the world's deadliest snakes. They also make charming pets according to some. The mongoose is possibly the snake's most dangerous foe. This tiny creature must have as much raw, unadulterated courage as any other wild species. His snake attacks are renowned. This is a bold creature. Even though the mongoose appears to be pretty harmless, it's a predator, which means it's always on the lookout, bold and quick. Insects, beetles, worms, snails, snakes, lizards, frogs, and crabs, as well as eggs and fruit, are all part of a certain species' diets. The mongoose is a clever and cunning creature. Watch this mongoose take on a couple of young lions. Of course, if a lion really wanted to kill the mongoose would have no chance. But this shows you just how big the mongoose's kahunas are. Instead of running away, which would probably provoke the lions to chase and kill it, it confronts the young lions until they have no clue what hit them. In our next video, a mongoose circles a black mamba, an extremely venomous snake. The mongoose is in constant movement, waiting for the right opportunity to strike, while avoiding being struck by the snake. And then bam! The mongoose strikes a lethal blow, and the snake is toast. Finally, this mongoose was hitchhiking, and when this chicken tried to give it a ride, the mongoose assassinated the chicken. That's why it's never a good idea to pick up strangers on the road. Finally, this mongoose gives a piece of its mind to 2 dogs who disturbed its siesta. The mongoose warns them that the next time, it won't be a barrel of fun. Number 9. Eponymous beetle. Let's be honest about amphibians. They're cocky. They're so much bigger than their defenseless prey such as worms and insects, that they'll grab anything that's a reasonable size. But like the mighty ducks, one beetle has evolved to put amphibians in their place, defeating the seemingly unstoppable Team Iceland. Eponymous beetles entice frogs, toads, and salamanders to attack them as larvae, then whirl around and bury their enormous hooked jaws into the attackers, slowly draining their life. When the larvae mature into adult beetles, they resume their hunt for amphibians. However, this time, they are considerably more vicious. For example, snipping the leg muscles of a frog to prevent it from escaping. Watch this beetle in our first video do exactly that as it is munching a frog's back. These two beetles are tag teaming to kill this frog. I don't get that the frog just sits there motionless. When the beetles are done with the frog, there's almost nothing left. Who needs scavengers when you have the Apomus beetle? In the second clip, the larvae of the Apomus beetle attacks this frog from all sides and the frog doesn't move. Maybe it's not feeling anything, or maybe it just tickles. Finally, in this last battle, this beetle is eating this frog alive, and by the looks of it, there's nothing the frog can do. With the beetle chewing pieces of its body out one at a time, the frog can only hope it's over quickly. Number 8. Fire ants. The moniker fire ant comes from the particularly intense sting or bites. The red imported fire ant is a Brazilian invasive species that is recognized for being more aggressive than any other ant species. They may be more aggressive and sting with more venom than usual. Fire ants are an invasive species that is difficult to eradicate completely, despite their stings being the main issue. That is because they have massive colonies, with over 20,000 individual ants in a single colony. In their underground tunnels, their nests can be vast and stretch several feet. In this first video, you can see what collective effort means as these fire ants cover this lizard from head to toe and feast on it for lunch. Even a powerful insect like the scorpion is overwhelmed when a bunch of ants decide it's time to take action. The scorpion can only wait quietly for its death. Once dead, the scorpion is carried back to the farm for distribution. In our next video, these ants are marching to the annual Slug Festival, where they get to devour a live slug and enjoy all sorts of other activities. It's free and it's great if you're into meeting other sadistic ants. Finally, these fearless ants also attack snakes, as you can see in this footage, and they don't waste any time. Like I said, never judge a book by its cover. Number 7. Otter. It may appear unlikely that otters are hazardous, given their lovely appearance and playful temperaments. When necessary though, otters can be hostile. Snakes are occasionally hunted by the animals to supplement their fish diet. They are bold predators who frequently assault prey that appear to be much larger than they are. That was clearly the case with the otter and its ling-cod victim in this photograph. The otter's ability to kill such massive fish with sharp spines capable of piercing the skin and delivering significant pain is astounding. The jagged cut along the otter's nose from a previous battle indicated that this was a fearsome warrior that did not back down from a confrontation. This otter attacks a jaguar in the hopes of grabbing its baby, which was snatched by the jaguar. And it does. So imagine how gutsy these guys are. In this next clip, this otter is eating a snake. It looks like child's play for the otter. This family of otters protect their young from a caiman. The otters managed to defeat the caiman, but not before the reptiles killed two of theirs. The young otters were curious and placed themselves in a vulnerable position. There was nothing the parents could do to save them. This otter manages to flip over this turtle and bites it where it hurts until the turtle succumbs to the otter's bites. These otters are something else when it comes to hunting a prey. They tackle their prey with reckless abandon until they have killed it. Finally, a group of smooth otters attack a Malayan water monitor lizard after the lizard had accidentally hit an otter with its tail. This is a lesson in the art of avoiding otters at all costs and never to rain on their parade. Number 6. Spider wasps. The first thing that comes to mind when you hear about a tarantula hawk is that a tarantula hawk eats tarantulas. Wrong. It's a tarantula hunting spider wasp. Tarantulas have a reputation for being vicious predators that kill mice, reptiles, and small birds. The spiders, on the other hand, are known to flee from the tarantula hawk. The tarantula hawk, spider wasp hunts down its namesake spider, engaging in a vicious combat that ends with the spider being immobilized by a painful sting. The tarantula is paralyzed in seconds after being stung. It will be in this state for the rest of its life. The tarantula hawk wasp then takes the sleeping spider, which can weigh up to 8 times as much as they do, to a burrow, lay an egg on the tarantula, and close the tunnel. To grow into an adult, the young wasp consumes the tarantula, starting with the non-essential organs to keep it alive as long as possible. Not only have tarantula hawks figured out how to successfully attack a predatory spider, but they've also figured out how to save the greatest meals for their most valued young. Wasps can choose the gender of their child by fertilizing the egg. Fertilized eggs generate females, while unfertilized eggs produce males. The sting has been characterized as out of this world. It barely lasts 2 to 3 minutes. However, it is unlike any other stinging insect in terms of severity. In this video, the wasp gives it to a huntsman spider, and the spider can't do anything about it. Finally, researchers in Brazil discovered a mortally wounded fledgling while examining the parenting behavior of lion seed eaters. Because the body was left behind, they suspect a reptile, a larger bird, or ants as the perpetrators. The assailant was determined to be a spider wasp, which was seen repeatedly biting the baby bird's head, as you can see in our video. Number 5. Marten. Martens are nocturnal, elusive, shy, and extremely intelligent. Because they are such lovely creatures, their fur was greatly sought. Martens will eat birds, fruit, nuts, insects, and other carrion as opportunistic feeder. The marten, on the other hand, is a predatory animal that can kill considerably larger snowshoe hares and marmots. In our first video, the marten battles a langur, and it looks like the langur is only defending itself against the numerous strikes of the marten. The langur is injured, making it extremely difficult for it to climb a tree so it can escape. Watch this marten chase this hare. The marten is athletic as the hare and manages to kill the hare with no problem. Raccoons are no pushovers, but this marten doesn't seem to think so, as it gives the raccoon a little hell before scampering off. Finally, this marten chases a squirrel around a tree trunk for a few seconds, but the squirrel is so quick it's making me dizzy, and it's probably making the marten dizzy as well. Looks like the squirrel got away. Number 4. Praying mantis. Praying mantises are among the most terrifying insects on Earth, having powerful front legs for snatching unwary insects, spiders, and even the occasional amphibian or reptile. However, new research shows that praying mantises are also capable of capturing birds, which they accomplish more frequently than previously assumed. The mantis is a daring predator who will take down birds, mice, and even snakes on a regular basis. In this first video, the cat tries to putz around with this praying mantis, but the cat takes on more than it can chew as it quickly realizes the mantis is not your ordinary insect. Watch how this mantis captures a snake and begins to eat it alive until it eventually dies. This lizard is getting a full facial treatment when this mantis decides to chew on its mouth. The lizard already regrets taking its appointment at the deadly mantis spa. It won't have to worry about that anymore because no one leaves the mantis spa alive. Number 3. Honey badger. There's nothing like the honey badger. This creature is insane. You can't help but think, wow, he's so cute with his tidy white stripe and bushy tail. You just want to pet and embrace him. Many experts have dubbed the honey badger the world's meanest mammal, while the Guinness World Records book calls them the most courageous animal living. They're so vivacious, they've been known to attack lions, and here's the proof, as this badger doesn't take any crap from these lions. Of course, a badger can't fight a lion one-on-one, but it's his display of courage that is to be commended. However, in this next video, these two badgers hold their own against this pride of lions. The lions are so startled, they don't even know how to react, but I'm sure they must be telling themselves these badgers are nuts. Hyenas are formidable carnivores that are quick on their feet and dangerous when attacking. This makes them a difficult combatant in the wild, and they rarely lose battles when all other factors are equal. Nonetheless, no one can stand a chance against the honey badger's near invincibility, as you can see in this video. In our next video, a rock rat hides in a tree thorn from a honey badger, hoping it will dissuade the badger from pursuing the hunts. However, he underestimates his opponent's drive to have lunch, even if it means taking a few cuts. The badger takes on a civet cat in this middle of the road. They lay there for a few seconds and then both head for the bush. Finally, a courageous mole snake and a hungry honey badger are embroiled in a deadly battle for survival. Both creatures are aware of each other's weak point, which is the head. In the end though, the honey badger is victorious. Number 2. Cryogenic weta. Many weta species are big by insect standards, and some are among the world's largest and heaviest. Their appearance is like that of a katydid, long-horned grasshopper, or cricket. Their hind legs, on the other hand, are larger and frequently highly spiked. They are nocturnal, and none of the New Zealand species have wings. Weta are mostly predators or omnivores that eat other invertebrates. With their formidable mandibles, weta can bite. Tree weta bites are terrible, although they're not all that prevalent. Weta can cause painful scrapes that might lead to infection. The mountain stone weta is unique in that it has particular proteins that prevent ice crystals from developing in its cells. Mountain stone weta can be frozen in a state of suspended animation for months at temperatures as low as -10 degrees Celsius. In our first video, you can see with your own eyes this weta come back from the dead after it has been frozen. This weta sneaks into a bird's nest and tries to snatch one of its youngsters, but it seems to fall off the tree without anything in its grasp. Number 1. Stoat. The stoat is a smart, adaptable predator that preys on small mammals and birds. It is unafraid to attack animals larger than itself, and it is adapted to periodic scarcity by storing extra kills. They attack by biting their prey on the neck until the prey bleeds out. In our first video, this stoat chases a rabbit that is much bigger and still manages to bring it down like a true hunter. Next, this stoat sneaks up on a young rabbit and grabs it, But the stoat wasn't expecting friends of the rabbit, a couple of pheasants, to jump into battle and prevent the stoat from running away with its prize. The stoat in this next video is full of energy as it play fights with this black cat. I guess these two have known each other for a while. Finally, another rabbit bites the dust as the paws of the mighty stoat in this video. I guess rabbits are the stoat's favorite prey. We have seen some small animals annihilate much bigger victims. My favorite has to be the honey badger for its craziness. Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Well, that's our countdown of the 15 small animals that fear nobody. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they're uploaded. That's it for now.